to help bolster your confidence. Oh, thank goodness. Welcome psychotherapist and relationship expert, Dr. Nicole Meise.
All right, well, Dr. Nicole.
Dr. Nicole.
Dr. Nicole.
I've probably been studying people and relationships my whole life, but I was 25 years old when I got my doctorate from Oxford. I have a private practice in Beverly Hills, and I've worked with everyone from the homeless on the streets of LA to the rich and famous. But one thing I really enjoy about working in the media is that it gives me an opportunity to reach out to that many more people. Sex is everywhere. It's in commercials, it's on sitcoms, it's even at the MTV Teen Choice Awards. There's this really interesting contradiction where sex is kind of slapped in our faces, but it's something we never really talk about. Not with our kids.
The question is not, are teens having sex? Are parents talking to the teens about having sex is now the question.
No, a lot of parents aren't. Yeah.
Why do most parents dread having the talk?
I know. I think a lot of it stems from either they had really awkward conversations with their own parents, or they're fearful that if they open up the conversation, it's going to increase promiscuity. It's going to be like they're inviting their kids to have sex.
Which is not necessarily the case.
No. Not really talking about what might be going on behind closed doors.
Elin skipped town just as Tiger returned home from the Masters. I'm getting the feeling here Elin's just had it.
It's hard enough dealing with this privately, but when you have to deal with it publicly, you not only have to decide if you're okay with it yourself, you have to decide whether or not you're okay with the fact that everybody else knows about it as well. The average person has about 25 relationships over the course of their lifetime.
Average?
That's the average.
25?
25.
The young and the restless, 20-somethings who are either married or in committed relationships, who say their unions are more secure and more honest because they don't believe in monogamy.
Call me old-fashioned, but isn't there something odd about seeing your mate with somebody else? Mating?
I mean, we're not really the jealous type. Like, we believe that sharing is caring.
It's definitely an increasing trend. I'd say it's still more the exception than it is the rule. But over the next decade or two, we may see more people defining their relationship status as open. I come from a happily divorced family. Yeah, that was us when my parents were still married, and that's us decades after they got divorced. It wasn't always that way, but we eventually got there.
People are happier once they are divorced.
This is actually fiction. What happened was the University of Chicago released a study where they looked at individuals who reported being unhappy in their current marriages, and they looked at whether or not they were happier after they had actually gotten their divorce. And what was interesting is that they didn't report higher levels of happiness. The reason being, divorce usually carries with it a lot of complications. You know, you might have custody battles, legal issues, and everything in between, and individuals going through a relationship loss can suffer from depression. So just getting a divorce in of itself won't necessarily make you happier.
The average couple goes 12 to 14 dates before doing this.
Sex.
Sex?
Can't be sex. How long you wait?
Oh, well, what it is actually exchanging keys.
12 to 14 dates and you're exchanging keys?
Well, you're
Could be a serial killer.
Yeah.
That's really fast.
That's really fast.
I dated somebody for 2 years and he wasn't getting my key to anything.
You're like,
I don't try to get keys.
You don't try to get keys, you just try to get laid?
Yeah.
Dr. Nicole
Great
Meise,
advice.
psychotherapist and
Really
relationship
good.
expert. Thank you so much for being here and all the information.
Very good advice. Dr. Meise, thank you so much for being here.
Hey, doctor, thanks for coming in.
Doctor, I appreciate your insight.
I'm sure he
Because
does.
she's being fair, Shali.
Yeah.
Whereas you are being inflexible.